Hi, I'm Jack Kelly from Fulhamish and I am previewing the game between Fulham and Watford. Last time out where Fulham went to the Etihad Stadium, the champions Manchester City, and lost by 3-0 thanks to goals from Leroy Sané, David Silva and Raheem Sterling. Well, it looked quite a promising start for Fulham when we attacked down the right hand side very early on, won a corner, but within seconds Jean-Michel Seri had given the ball away to Fernandinho, who then squared it to Leroy Sané, and from there it was 1-0 and pretty much game over, really, if you'd have thought about it. And all their goals, Manchester City, came from inside the 6-yard area, tap-ins galore, but they played some magnificent football, and they are the champions, or they are the champions of last season because of the football they play, and Pep Guardiola has got an incredible squad at Manchester City, and no real complaints at the scoreline. It could have been more for Manchester City, to be honest, but they were pretty wasteful in that second half. As for Fulham, we created minimal opportunities. Andre Schürrle and Mitrovic forcing Edison into making saves. We wasted corners and didn't quite make use of possession, but of course that is pretty much the trickiest game you'll get. Okay, so my starting 11 for Fulham. I'm going to make a number of changes to the team that played Manchester City. Marcus Benelli, who's probably arguably one of our best players last week, I'll put him in goal. Yeah, he was fantastic for Fulham, and if it wasn't for him, it could have been more. So he's in goal. At the back, I'm going to bring in Fosu Mensah, right back ahead of Cyrus Christie. I'm going to bring back in Lamar Chon to play centre-back with Alfie Mawson, and I want Joe Bryan to start left-back. I'd like him back in the side, and that's my back four. I'll go with Timothy Fosu Mensah, Lamar Chon, Mawson and Bryan. And then we'll play 3 in midfield. We'll either play 2 as a midfield pivot with Andre Frank, Zambo and Guisa, which is quite a mouthful, with Kevin McDonald, or we'll just play McDonald as the holding and then Anguissa just ahead, with Jean-Michel Seri also as that third midfielder. And then up front, the 3 that have probably been the mainstay in Fulham's starting 11 so far this season, that is Luciano Vietto, Andre Schürrle, and in the middle, Alexander Mitrovic, the danger man for Fulham. That is my starting 11 against Watford. As for Watford, well, they've exceeded all expectations at the start of this season, picking up 12 points from a possible 15, losing last week, of course, to Manchester United, but an impressive win at home to Tottenham Hotspur. Their only away game this season has been away to Burnley, who played on the Thursday night in the Europa League, so some tiredness might have creeped in there to be a catalyst and factor into Watford winning that game, but you never know. I think Watford have played some very good football so far. A player that's caught my eye has been Cabasele at the back. What a fantastic centre-back performance he's put in this season. Rock at the back, and he is a danger from set pieces as well. Alongside that, you've got Troy Deeney, who of course we know all about. He scored 4 goals against Fulham in 2014-15 across 2 games when they beat us 1-0 at Vicarage Road. And of course Slavisa Jukanovic's Watford came to the cottage and beat us by 5-0 on that freezing night in December, live on Sky as well. That was a bit of an embarrassment. I'm very wary of Watford and the attacking prowess they have and what they could possibly bring to the game. Of course, you know, 12 points from 15 speaks for itself. They've had a very decent start under their new manager, and I feel as though it's going to be a tough game. One of those games that I thought before the season we could possibly get 3 points from, but this is going to be tricky, and Fulham have got to be at the top of their game if they want all 3 points. Watford, I'm very aware of the problems you could cause Fulham at the weekend. And finally, a score prediction for Saturday. I am going to go with my heart. I feel as though, given the performance we gave against Burnley when we beat them 4-2 at home, the attacking potential of Luciano Vietto, Andre Schürrle and Alexander Mitrovic with Seri sitting in that middle of the park, it could be a very dangerous afternoon for Watford fans. But Watford, of course, I do back them to score, although I'd like our first clean sheet of the season. I'm going to go for Fulham winning this by 2-1. I've got a lot of respect for Watford and what they've done so far this season, as I said earlier, but I just think on our day at home, we need 3 points after disappointing results against Brighton and Manchester City in the last 2 games. I feel as though the players will turn up, we'll try and dominate the possession, we'll try and dominate the midfield, and that's where I think the game could be won and lost in terms of At home we love to control the play and dictate the game, and the likes of Jean-Michel Seri and Anguissa can do that, and our ball-playing centre-backs in Le Marchand and Alfie Mawson. I just feel as though Fulham might just have the edge on Watford here and go with 2-1, but it's all up for debate. I mean, it's actually a difficult game to predict, but my prediction is Fulham 2, Watford 1. Good luck for the game on Saturday. I'm sure I might catch you after the game, as I do the fan cams after the games on Fulhamish YouTube. Thanks very much for having me. See you Saturday.